Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, get that bell notification on, and make sure to hit the like button. The like button helps out the channel a lot. We're going for a little bit of a waterfront view along the Lancaster River here because there's a lot I want to do on the waterfront. The waterfront's something that we've left for far too long, and I think it's about time that we start looking at adding some stuff to the waterfront. Over here especially, it's a very opportune space right down here by the elevated metro, but also all along the quay wall in the downtown part of the city here coming up. Lots of opportunity to grow some nice parks. So that's what we're going to be doing today in today's hour-long special for episode 90 of New Lancaster. And we are sure getting close to the end of the city, and I've already got the map picked out for the next series we're going to do, and we're going to move west from the east coast of Canada, and we're going to move into a Quebec themed city, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I have in store for that. But that's not coming for at least a week or two. We'll see how many more episodes we can fit in New Lancaster before we move along. But yeah, in today's episode we're going to be doing the waterfront and adding some parks. So a big nature-themed episode, I guess, or leisure-themed episode, because there's a lot to do on the waterfront. All right. So now that we took that little view along the water here, I'm gonna go the way we came, so we can see. So there's lots of space up here that we could build on, but it's difficult because this is such an industrial area that I'm not exactly sure what we should do with that area. And then we come along here, and this is a cliffside. What can we do with the cliffside? This is an interesting spot. Maybe we could get a ferry stop in here or something like that. I know we've thought about that for a while. Then we come along in this section, and there's lots of space we can add in some leisure activity. And this fishing dock, for example, needs to export its goods. But if we come along here, we have a pathway that goes along the waterfront most of the way. And there's so much empty room here that we can add. Then we come over this way, and we haven't even built a quay, if we don't have to. But there's just a lot of opportunity to build up these areas here. Now, I'm not sure how far we're going to go with building up the waterfront. We're probably going to end at this bridge. This is for more industrial stuff after all. So let's start with that. We are waiting for the demand to kind of creep back up a bit as well. And oh, look at that, we have a bit of a police issue. I wonder if we have the proper police coverage for this area. So let's take a quick peek. I mean, we do have a police station pretty close, but we are about to build up this area in the coming videos. So why don't we just add in a police station right at this? Okay, sure. We'll just have to throw it somewhere else. Right here, just to help fill in the space a bit, and hopefully that issue will get fixed. And it looks like it was already fixed anyways. But we also had that issue over here where we had too much product, not enough places to put it. So let's go about and let's look at the fishing industry. And there's two things you can do about that. Now, technically it's fixed now, but that doesn't mean that the issue doesn't still exist. So we can do a few things. We can add a fish market or a fish factory. And we have a fish market here, we have a fish factory here, two fish markets over this way. That's a fish market, and right over here as well. We don't really have a fish market out over in New Lancaster too much, and maybe that's something we should add. We have one over this way, but you know, it's only one in the suburbs. Maybe we can look to add in another fish factory in the suburbs, maybe somewhere over this way, or not a fish factory, a fish market. They are rather large, so that's one issue, that's for sure. But we could definitely add it somewhere where there's lots of space. Like we could add it right over here. There we go, and that'll help export those fish products a lot. There's probably enough clearance there for the planes. Yeah. Okay, let's add some water to that area. Just take it right along that road. Who knows what we're going to do with that. And then let's get to building up the waterfront. So I think I want to start with this section. This is the section we built up last episode, and I think there's a lot we can do with this space. It's a bit more of a residential area, which I really like the look of it. It's got great flow with the height of the buildings, great mixed use too. So why don't we start with maybe getting a pedestrian pathway through here. So there's a couple options we could choose for that. When it comes to the pathways, we could do like a tree lined one, which might be nice. Yeah, let's do that. Let's turn the road guidelines off here because I don't want it snapping off too much. And we're going to turn anarchy on for this for sure. And let's just come with a freeformed road, or freeformed pathway, I guess. And let's just try to see how this is going to look. That looks fantastic. Be quite the pleasant walk, wouldn't it? Okay, so we're coming up to the bridge, so I'm just going to go around in this direction. And I think that is probably good. Let's just use move it here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put the pathway right up against the road, because this one's right up against the road. So why don't we do the same for that as well? Oh, bit of a jumpiness to that. Alrighty, and that is looking good as well. It's always tricky to get them to have a nice curve. Yeah, because once you do it in one direction, it will keep bouncing around. So what I'm doing is I'm holding Alt on Move It, and I'm just kind of dragging it. And yeah, it's not really, there's some issue there, but I think that's probably fine. So the next thing I'm noticing is that there's a bit of glitchiness happening at the bottom. So I'm just going to try to get it to that, to the same height, sorry. And that should really help out to fix that. So let's try and just swing this around a bit more. There we go. That's a bit more of a clean pathway. Just for some safety here. This looks a bit dangerous, doesn't it? Let's get a fence right there to block it off. Okay, so this allows for a nice walking path along the waterfront, and maybe we can do the same on this side as well. And we'll keep going with the same pathway we were using before. That works. Let's keep going around. And I'll stick right up to the street. Except right here, we're just going to start peeling off. And the idea is that we're going to kind of swing in right here. Come on. Nice. Yes, good, because we don't have a pathway connection over this way, which is interesting. Instead, we have zoning, it looks like. So in order to keep the buildings a bit larger, I'm just going to only zone in the 2x2s. Yeah, and then this pathway just ends right here. So I think I'll just try to connect this up. And sorry, house, but we need your lot. So this will really help encourage people to walk along here. And then look at this. There's a spot right here as well. And a missed zone as well. All right, so that's one path. And look at this. There's another spot we missed. We could fill that in. Let's just try to, we're doing this to try to encourage people to use this walking path. And this house might get destroyed. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And lots of the same condo unit. So why don't we break that up, and we will just connect in a pathway right there, and that's probably fine. Okay, so we've encouraged walking along the waterfront here, which is fantastic. So why don't we start planning out some decorations and some use of the area. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just some trees over this way. Just going to kind of fill in the space, block it off because this isn't exactly the nicest part of the city. Underneath the bridge kind of thing. And then we could make it a park, but I don't know if we need to make it a park because I'm not exactly wanting to do too much with the space. So I mean, we could just like add some trees in here just to fill it out, but I think I want to look at adding in the actual leisure equipment first. Buildings. So if we go into some of these, you'll start seeing, like later on, you'll start seeing some of these piers, and you know, this doesn't exactly fit this area, but I think in this one, yeah, there we go, we can get some fishing piers. And I think right at the end of each street, we're going to put in a fishing pier. And I think that's just going to add in a lot to the space. Okay, so the next step, because for some reason the water part of this game is, the way these fishing piers work is not exactly the best. So if you just grab the building and you can push it down into the key, it looks a lot nicer. You can also pull it back too. So you can put it into the ground, pull it back, so theoretically it could look a bit more like the stairs are a part of the walking path. There we go, that's pretty nice. So we'll do the same thing with these ones as well. So we're just going to pull them into where we want it and then push it down all the way. That looks great. Same thing, pull it, whoa, sorry for the jumpiness. Pull it into where we want it to go and then push it down all the way. Oh, whoa, bit of a jumpiness there. I think that's fine. Whoa. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, so let's look at getting some more of these. I think just these simple piers look really, really nice. Okay. Oh, look at this one. Pretty much perfect. I think I'm not even gonna touch that one. That was so perfect. Okay, move it. Just gonna bring this one in and down. The Move It mod is just the greatest mod when you're trying to add details like this. And that is a precarious spot to park your car. Okay, he moved it. Alright, so there's other things you can add in, like fishing tours, which might be something, but like, look how high off that is. Which is why I'm saying I don't think this is the spot where we're gonna have this type of thing. But I like the piers because people can go and walk on them, eat their lunch. And I just think it adds a lot to the city. So I'm not going to add in much more than that. I think that adds in enough because this isn't a spot to rent jet skis. I mean, a restaurant pier could be nice as well. Maybe I should have replaced some of those with the restaurant piers, but like maybe just this one. Yeah. Let's just do that one, and we'll replace the restaurant pier because it's right beside the ferry. So wouldn't that be a nice place to eat lunch? At a restaurant. Because I just said that you can eat lunch at the other piers. Alright, so let's get that to just about to glitch in. Yeah, perfect. Pull it back. Awesome. Very cool. Looks like it's a Spanish themed restaurant. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's see what else we could add to this space. Just in these props here. We got like this newspaper stand we could add in, and these things, if you can actually get them to look, they look pretty cool. But I don't know if we have the space. So you know what I might do instead is I'm going to go to the park tools, or the park section, and find these gazebos. And these gazebos will look great in these little gaps that we have. So we only really have one. We do have another spot right here, but You know what? That doesn't look too bad. Let's see if we can get rid of that little tree that's on the gazebo. No, it doesn't seem like that tree is moving with the building. So let's get rid of that. That's fine. Don't need it. And there's also these park piers. You know what? These ones might have been a nicer ad than the fishing pier. They're a bit shorter. Oh, I like this one over there, but maybe we'll delete that one. And we'll swap it out for this one. Same idea. And then I'm just gonna pull it in. Whoops. Game's jumping around a bit today. Yeah, that looks a bit nicer. It's not as far out into the ocean or the river. And we also have this one, which we could kind of attach into each other, but I don't know. Let's leave it at that. How about we add in something a bit different over here? That looks pretty nice. And since this one is a bit more of a restaurant-y area, let's try to clip these two things together to kind of give it a bit more of an interesting look. So let's just do that. Ah, darn. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like it's going to work. But we can still keep them pretty close together. There we go. That looks really nice. Okay, so we've added to this section of the waterfront. Now let's go along to here. And let's look at what we can do over here. So there's not too much, I don't think. But I think we could definitely use some trees over here to kind of fill in this gap. I wouldn't be surprised if this would happen in the real world as well. I mean, it is sandy over here, though. That's the thing. But how about we just try to line the buildings, because that concrete looks a bit ugly with the way it kind of glitches into the game or into the terrain. So these trees will really help out. Especially right here. This is a really boring looking section. So by adding a lot of trees, it's going to hide that ugly glitchy sand with the concrete. Wow, a lot of people sure like this area. All right, so I think I'm just going to take the forest brush tool here and start filling in this area a bit. Doesn't really want to work. Yeah, okay, maybe I was better off just using the selection tool. But, you know what, we could add some rocks in this little gap right here. Pretty cool, change of pace. But this detailing is going to go a long way when we're looking at the city from afar. Alright, so I'm not going to add anything over this way, but there could definitely be some trees over this way. It's going to fill in this gap. Yeah, okay, I don't want to get too distracted from and get away from our area here, but yeah, this looks really nice if I do say so. So now we're back into adding in some of these piers along here. So there's lots of areas to walk around, so people would obviously want to sit by the river, right? So I don't know why I'm in the transit area. So let's pull out this one again, and must be in park area or roadside. Okay, so it looks like we're going to upgrade this to a park then. So I'm just going to make it small, and we're just going to do this, And yeah, sure, we'll leave it at that. Okay, and we're going to go through and we're going to delete these sections here that we just made a moments ago because I wasn't planning on doing this. We're just going to leave it as a normal walking path. However, it makes sense now, since we have to make it a park, to make it an official park. So let's take the small park main gate and let's just throw it there. And then let's take the side gates and let's find those other spots that we... But it is roadside. Alright, is it not in the zone? Interesting. Okay, we need one there. And right here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this down somewhere that we have space to do it. Then I'm just going to move it. Well, it's not in the park area, I guess. Alright, sorry, house. Okay. I don't want to destroy that building, though. Oh, it's because Anarchy wasn't on. Is that why? Interesting. That's okay. That house will rezone. We have the demand, so that should be fine. So let's go back to this pathway. And let's make sure it stays on the ground level. And we're just going to put the pathway back in. All right. There we go, that connects. And I think we're just going to leave this one blank. And we'll let people sneak in the park that way. All right, so now that we have that in place, let's add in the park piers that I was hoping for. Alrighty, and let's move that into the spot we wanted it to go into. Whoopsies. There we go. And page down, we'll put it farther into the ground. Very nice, very nice. Let's switch it up. We'll go with this one. Okay, come on. I thought that was in the park area. Guess it's barely not. Alrighty. Hopefully Prospect Meadows will do fine. We will call it Down Shore. Alrighty, and let's resume this sim of the game, and let's start adding in more of those piers. So I think I just said I was going to add this one in. Let's do this one as a bit of a double. Alrighty, and Move It is going to be our best friend for this episode. So let's take that, move it down. Bit too far, I think. There we go. And then this one can also go down a touch. Now, I don't think they should be connected, but I think we can move them just a bit more. Perfect. Okay, so that adds a lot to that spot. Then we're out to the next intersection here, and then let's just do a single one. And we're over here, and we didn't connect. So that's something we need to just quickly fix. And looks like we're going to have to do a bit of that first. Oh, darn. I probably should just start right here. There we go. All right, and then we're just going to need to clip that into the key. And we might need to move up the quay just in this section. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna need to fix that pathway then. So let's raise that up. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. And let's just click that tree and drag it into there to hide that a bit. All right, so let's get the piers in for this section, and then we're done at this part of the waterfront. So I think we're gonna do a couple of them along here. That's good. Awesome. Alrighty, back to the trees. Filling in that space, and I think we're probably good. So we've filled in the waterfront all the way along to here, and then now let's check the other side of the river. So this is one of the first areas we built in the city, which I gotta say is still working fantastically for us. Yeah, see, look at this. It's got the issue again. So good thing we added that other fish market in. But you know what? We might need to look at adding another, because if that's still an issue, then that is not good. So let's take a quick peek again at the fishing industry. So we do have a fish factory somewhere right here, and it doesn't have enough supply. So there's probably just an issue of getting the fish out of this area and into proper areas. So, you know, it is surprising that there isn't like a fish market somewhere in this area. But there is one pretty close by. Just, you know, I'm struggling to commit to either building another one of these somewhere and then taking out a whole block for it, because I knew it wasn't going to fit in our grid, so that would be quite the expense. But it would be nice right here, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. It's a residential area. Let's continue on with our park before I get distracted again. So we were over this way. These rocks are a great way to break up the look of some keys and stuff. And this looks fantastic. Okay, so nothing over this way, because this is more for the ferry depot. That's all that there should really be down this way. And it is a park area. Looks like the flooding is an issue. Water doesn't actually go up that far. But what we can do is we can look at lowering that a bit, so we can actually get water in that space. So hopefully that will fix it and make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, so this is all part of the same park. Myrtle Meadows, which is this style of park, this thin park that cuts through your city, is a fantastic way to make money. I mean, the thing is, it's between two small residential neighborhoods, so it's not going to make you a ton of money, but people who do go through it will choose to go through the park because it's a shortcut. So if you notice, there's only like 2 road connections that cut across the park, but people who walk around here will definitely need to use it. So it's interesting that people haven't moved in over this way. Oops, thought I clicked low density. So maybe that's something we need to look at adding some more services in this way to help encourage people to move out this way. Okay, so this part is a bit tricky because I don't exactly want to have a key out this way, but it would be nice to have a pathway, wouldn't it? So I wonder if we can get a key, but put it like right at the... We could do rocks out this way instead. Yeah, let's do that. I'll change up the flow of things a bit. So you take these rocks, which are in these sections, so these 4, And they all are pretty low lying. This one's a bit ugly, but yeah, you can do that. And then you just kind of click them in, rotate them right along the shoreline, and it will add that kind of look of I don't know the exact word of what kind of rock it is, but if you go to the beach, especially on the east coast of Canada or anywhere in Canada, I guess, and the world probably, these rocks are used to kind of hold a shoreline. And the great thing about these specific rocks is that they are great at clipping into each other. So even if you do place them without moving them, they don't look that out of place, especially if you start rotating them after a while. So again, I like hiding the end of the key in a big group of rocks. And it just didn't work out. I just need to extend it perfectly like that. All right, so now if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't look that strange, right? So especially if now we take, say, a gravel path, we put it to the ground level. Oops, I just took that one out. And we just... Now I wonder if I can turn collision off. Oh, nice. Yeah, if we just kind of follow the rock line we just made with that little dirt path here, that should really help the look of this area. Okay, so now we're coming in to here. We have two options. We could connect down to the ground, or we could connect up this way. I think I'm going to connect right up here. I'll wait for it to calm down for a second. Oh, get down the ground there. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to leave this as not a connection. Let's add just a couple more rocks in over this way to kind of help fill in the blank. So you see how I just clicked 3 in a row? Now if you rotate a different rock or the same rock, you can clip them into each other and it doesn't look that odd. And then you can also take the grass, which fantastically clips underneath the rocks, especially the big ones. Okay, you know what, while we're over here, this is something we haven't checked on in a long time, is how our concerts are doing. So they have no popularity. Okay, I wonder why. Popularity change, 0. Popularity, 0. Let's decrease the security, I guess, then. And why don't we lower the ticket prices? Hopefully that'll change some things. People are still going though, so that's a thing. Okay, so now that we have that gravel pathway along the shoreline here, we can connect up with our normal park pathway, which is a tree-lined pathway technically, but I'm going to stop the tree-lined path because I don't think it will look as nice in this area that doesn't have any trees. Okay, so there's a bit of clippage right over here, so let's just lower that down. We might need the node controller for that. There we go, Control N for that. Make it sloped. And yeah, there's still a bit of an issue. Okay, so let's take the movement mod and just hold Alt and drag it around. And sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. And it doesn't look like it's going to this time. So, oh, come on. Why is this happening? Okay, let's grab this one. Alrighty, well, you know what? Sometimes things just don't always work out, and that's fine. So we got that pathway down there connected, and then we can also get another one in. How about from this way? Fantastic. So now we have a couple connections, and I don't think we're gonna get a connection up that way. No. Alrighty, so what can we add down by this area? We could connect some nice piers. How about we just use a couple of these small ones? Okay, interesting. I wonder if it's in the park area. No, it's not. Okay, that would make sense. So let's get all of this into the park area. Okay, now that should really help us out. Holy cow, the time is flying by. Okay, so let's get a nice pier there. I'm gonna fix them with Move It when this is, once I place them all, because it doesn't exactly like you placing them above these rocks. It's kind of resisting my movements. So we'll just do that. And let's just get another one randomly over there. Okay. So now that we have Move It out, we can put it right to the edge. Oh, there we go. Right to the edge of the pathway. And throw it down into the dirt. Awesome. That looks absolutely fantastic. Perfect. And right into the ground. Same thing. Out to where we need. Right click and hold to drag that. And right into the ground. Perfect. And this one needs to be pulled up. Let's rotate this one out a bit. Oh, come on. Grab that node. Interesting, it doesn't want to move up. That's fine. And we'll just do that and put it into the ground like that. And you know, that might flood a bit, but that's fine. And yeah, that looks great. So I'm going to leave this space open because I think that'd be really nice to have that greenery. And we see, like, we do have a lot of trees over this way. I think I might take the forest brush tool and just right click just to remove some of the density of these trees. Just seems like there's a bit too many. Let's take out those. And like, especially right over here, there's a lot of trees. Okay. So I really like the open nature of this area. I think it'd be really nice to sit and read a book along here, watch the world go by, look at that beautiful view of the city. It sure is a nice view. Okay, so if you want me to add anything else down here, let me know down in the comments, and let's take a quick peek. I think I might want to add in a gazebo right down here. That'd be really nice. Watch the sunset. And another one there, and oh, that clipped absolutely horribly into the ground. Now let's just remove that. There we go. And why don't we add that gazebo down? Nope, not gonna really work. That's fine. Yeah, we don't need a playground or anything. This is already a nice park as is. So we really filled in that space. And I think we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So let's go back to the rocks here, and I think what I'm going to do this time, something a bit different, is I'm going to add in these first. So I'm just going to add in these sporadically along the coast. To about there. Switch it up. Oh, how about these ones? Zoom in, adds a bit of vegetation, and looks really bad right now. However, once we get the rocks in, I feel like this would be a bit more of like a marshy area. It's kind of a dead zone for the water, with like the current of the river. So now we take those same rocks that we mentioned before, this grouping of 4, and then, yeah, like that, it goes underneath. You know what, darn, I was hoping it was going to go over top of it. But let's just add in these bad boys a bit sporadically. And then we will add in that pathway, and that will help out a lot. Yeah, that doesn't look that great. Yeah, these dark green things aren't exactly the best looking things, are they? I like the other ones. Those ones are fine. And let's just go back and we'll add in a few more rocks. And we'll go right along this shoreline here as well. That looks pretty nice. Okay, let's switch over to this light grass here. And we'll just kind of go right along the surface. I think I might glitch out a bit for a little while. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. And then let's do the same thing with the dirt path. And we will... Oh, I'm already on the dirt path. And we will just take it to here. Collision is turned off. Fantastic. And I'm just going to just do that, and we'll figure out a way to connect it up soon. But I wanted to get some trees in as well, because let's take some smaller trees, because I feel like these smaller trees would probably be the ones that would grow along here. I mean, that's even a bit too big. Oh, I already got some trees for the next map as well. Let's take maybe some of these bad boys. Nah. How about this? Yeah, or some shorter trees. Looks like they've maybe just been recently planted. And this will help maintain the soil along the rocks here. Okay, and then let's take these little bushes. And, whoa. Okay, looks fine. Let's take these trees out. Come on, get rid of that tree. Seriously? All right. Well, we got rid of that. So that looks great for the other side of the shoreline here. And I think right now I'm going to just, yeah, oh darn, look at this. This is all flooding. All right, so move it here, grab all these nodes, and just raise it up. How about we do Control H, because that wasn't really working. You know what? It's just kind of ebbs and flows, so we'll leave it. Yeah, that looks great. So now we need to figure out what we're gonna get down this way, and I think what we should do is, holy cow, I haven't taken off all the unused space from the amusement park. That was a long time ago. I guess we haven't really worked out this way, so it doesn't make sense that I haven't touched it. Okay, so there's still a lot of space over here. Lots of room to do stuff. So we're gonna make a bit of a park just along the shoreline, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a connection in right here for it. So I'll include the helicopters in that, I guess. And I just want this zone right in here to be a nice walking path, a nice park for this neighborhood. Who knows what's gonna really come of that right now, but that's probably gonna be the extent of it. Yeah, because I see us building over this way. And I guess we're gonna need to plan that out. So let's grab the small park main gate. And let's throw it right there. And then let's get a side gate right here. And let's just take this pathway. Let's just do it straight right to the end on both sides. Whoa. There we go. And then we're going to go in different directions here. So back to the park tool. Oops, did not mean to click there. And we took the whole thing out. Fantastic. Okay, now let's go to freeform and turn guidelines off. And let's just see what this looks like. Do that. Okay, not the best. So let's take that and put it back to that height. And how about we do, whoa, not meant to do that. Yeah, this is a bit too steep. So I'm gonna delete that back to there. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull both of these out just a bit and then connect them. Okay, come on. Back up to this height. And then the trick is probably going to be getting us down, because that is one heck of a steep cliff, right? So why don't we start doing a bit of maybe like a switchback almost. And we'll curve around again. And then we'll connect in right there. Okay, so it looks really stupid, right? So if we go from, with Move It, if we just select all the nodes we just made, let's find them all. So I'm holding Shift. Okay, and then we go into this little triangle here, the toolbox, slope objects. No, that is not what I was hoping was going to happen. Yeah, how is that a smooth slope? Whoa, no, not that. Okay, so we're just going to do this by hand then, apparently. So let's lower this one. Why isn't it letting me do that? That's so interesting. Oh, there we go. And we'll just do this by hand. It is a walking path after all. And this one can just be put down just ever so slightly. And this one can get raised up. Same with this one. Yeah, you know, that's pretty nice. Let's just take the smoothing tool and we'll just smooth out the land a bit. Especially right in there. Yeah, this is looking great. So let's just grab the movement mod here, and I'm just going to pull this over. Okay, get out of here. And this one will just kind of end here, I guess. It's not really important. And let's pull that back. Yeah, that looks like a great way to enter the park there. And then I feel like we're gonna have Kent Hill. Actually, that works out great. So let's take a road and let's figure out where this neighborhood's gonna be. So we're probably gonna see. Now I'm thinking, like, should we have a road go right along the back of this, or should we have something back onto it, like commerce or something? Yeah, I think maybe a bit of commerce might be good. And we will just get it. This will be like the main road for the neighborhood, so we'll take it out to about road guidelines off. About there, that works. And then we'll have a road. Let's do this one. How about a tree-lined road? And we'll just take this out to about there. And I regret choosing this as, I regret choosing that as the main entrance because I feel like we could have the other park be a bit nicer of an entrance. So let's have a side gate. Oh, it needs a main gate. So that's what I was just about to do. Let's put that main gate right there. And that should be in the park area. Is it not? Oh, darn. Okay, Concord Hill it is. Alrighty, so let's go back to the park area. So in this episode, what we've done is parks and waterfront, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Pretty good episode. Filling a lot of the space. Oh, come on. You knew what height I wanted it at. There we go. And now we can look at connecting up this way as well. So why don't we finish off the road network first, Steven? It's probably the better idea. All right. So we were using this larger road. However, I don't think we're going to take it off that far. Perfect. And then let's switch back to this one. Okay. There we go. They do not want to connect. That's fine. I will just use move it. Alrighty, that works with me. And we're going to need to upgrade this road. Oops, get out and move it here. We're going to need to upgrade this road to the tree-lined one. And we will connect it up right here. Like so. And then right here we will, you know what, why don't we just continue that same road? Interesting little look. We can do something with that space. And let's go back to the park. So let's go back to freeform. And I think we're gonna have two connections here. So one of them is gonna go straight down like that. Sure, and then one of them is gonna go right from here over. Yeah. Alrighty. The node controller is going to come into play. Get that sloped. Back to the move it mod. And we're going to raise it up. Yeah, that works. So I'm just gonna try to move this over a bit. Looks pretty nice, and I don't think we're gonna have a pathway down there, but this one will work for sure. And why don't we get another path from here to there. Awesome. And then we're going to select both of those nodes and we're going to put it to that height. Okay. And then this one will have to, whoa. Okay, this one's going to have to be lowered. Yeah, I think this one will actually have to be raised up just a bit more than the other one. Awesome, that's a really nice looking park. And we have lots of space over this way as well, so I might as well just drag out another pathway out this way. Cool, okay, so now we can add in some other things. So we have a plaza we could put up this way. I don't know if that's exactly what we want to do. How about a nice restaurant right there? We get the park restrooms over here. I mean, it doesn't need an info booth, but the building looks really nice, so we can do that, and then it'll help level it up as well. Gazebos will look really nice around here as well, so we could get a gazebo right on the edge of the switchback. Switch it up, get a gazebo down here. It'd be really loud there, wouldn't it? Let's get one there, and we could also have a playground up here as well. So why don't we put the playground right there. And okay, nothing needs to go over there. Okay, now we're gonna go to these. I'm gonna place one of those, and then two of these. So as you see, I'm just placing them down because it is way too tricky with after you place the rocks to get these properly in. So move it is your best friend. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, move it is the best friend of this episode. Okay, and this one's going to drag over this way and down into the soil. Okay, so that looks fantastic. And I think what we can just do is we can add in a bit of trees over this way, just a bit of vegetation, and smooth out this area, that's for sure. Okay, come on, smooth it out. All right, guess it doesn't want to smooth out. But that is going to add a lot to this space as well. Now we do have a bit of a gap right here for something. So why don't we go back to the parks, and why don't we add in a park restroom or something. It'll help fill in the space here. Yeah, okay, I guess just one, that's fine. And we were gonna leave this open, but who knows, we might have to move things around a bit. Sorry, I don't like that police station there, so I think I'm gonna move it somewhere else. Okay, we'll just move it there, and then let's just use move it just to drag it over a bit. All right, that works with me. All right, so now that we have that in place, we can look at getting the road network in for this neighborhood that we're building. So I did say we wanted commercial right along here, so let's do that. Alrighty. And let's look at getting these roads in. So right here, we're going to take a road off. What the heck? Oh, there it is a hill. Okay, that's fine. Let's make a couple big lots. Or just one, and then we'll make some smaller grid patterns as well. Okay, this one's going to be a bit bigger. I think that's going to be the only entrance to this neighborhood. Yeah, but let's get a dead end right there. Okay, and we're going to upgrade this road down the middle. Awesome. So this looks just a bit weird. So I'm going to use the node controller just to make these nodes sloped. And that should really help out this area a lot. So just for the look of it, really. It also helps out when the houses get built. It makes them look a bit less wonky. Okay, so now that we have that in place, this looks a bit off right here. So I'm just going to drag this one out like that, and that looks a lot better. Okay, so we have some commercial zoning in right there. That's great. And we're just going to click and drag all that as residential. And then I forgot to do with this cul-de-sac, I like pulling them right to the edge of the road until the concrete sticks together, because that means pedestrians can cross. Okay, so now that we have that in place, while that's zoning in, let's add just maybe a single elementary school right there with a playground. Could do a large playground. Yeah, that could be nice. Oh yeah, let's pause the game right here really quickly, because I don't want anyone to zone in while I'm doing this, because I want to connect up these pathways. Okay, so let's take a look at the zoning here, and let's take out this zoning right in this way, and then this whole space can be a park except for right there. We'll make this housing as well. Oops. Yeah, this is gonna be look fantastic. So let's add in a couple trees. Make the space look a bit more filled in. And that's going to really help out the land value. Just that single park is going to help out the land value quite a bit. So we don't have the best healthcare out this way. There's a clinic over this way and over there. So you know what, we're probably fine for that. Death care. Could probably add in a cemetery, but maybe that's something we look at adding somewhere else. Childcare. There's no childcare out this way, so that's something we should probably throw in. And you know what? That fits perfectly right there, so let's do that. Kind of goes with the elementary school we just built as well. Elder care. Yeah, this one right here, so that kind of covers it. I don't think we're going to add in those, but a community pool might be nice. Yeah, we did say we were going to make something special out of this, so why don't we make it a bit of a community center. So we have the swimming pool. get a dog park right here. And probably get in one smaller building as well, like the Japanese garden. And then the rest of it we'll just fill in with some trees. Okay, let's get out of that view. And this space is going to look much more filled in. Yeah, and then this will zone in with some housing, I think. Let's just fill it in with this tool. Alrighty, and we'll do the same thing right along the highway. I don't normally like zoning too much along the highway, but it'll really work for this space. Alright, and we have gone over the time, so that's something I need to keep an eye on, and we can end it. But it would be nice to get a nice little pathway connection in right there, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to place that down because sometimes the game has trouble allowing you to do stuff a bit off the normal path. And let's get a nice little connection right there. Okay, so this area is going to just boom, I think, which is just fantastic. So let's take a quick peek at our education. That elementary school is going to do a lot for this neighborhood. High schools, we're definitely going to need to build one over in this way. I mean, we do have a high school right there, but I don't know. Quick peek at services. So we were having concern about fire, and it seems to be pretty valid. There is a fire hall there, and over here we don't have a large fire station out this way. So how about we put that right here? Maybe over this way a bit more. Yeah, I mean, that'll still help cover the area, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's put it right beside this. Put this right in the corner here, like that. And let's get a couple trees right there. Okay, so that's fire and police. We are good. Yeah, again, we don't have the best police coverage, but it seems to be fine. And we could look at adding in some of these. So like the sauna could be nice to have along this way. It'll help increase the healthcare coverage of the area. Maybe not. Yeah, okay. Well, that area is zoning in pretty nicely. We've left this blank for maybe next episode. We can do something cool with the neighborhood. And we've also continued with the waterfront, and I think that's going to look great. People might use this as a crossing, so I think I might bump up the price. And yeah, so we've done a lot for the waterfront this episode. We've added in the parks. Let's get a quick peek at what has happened this episode. So we built this park, really filled in this zone, which was very empty for far too long. Oh, there's a pretty big fire here, wasn't there? And then we've continued that out this way. Nice waterfront park along here. Nice grass space so you can read a book and look at the beautiful city. We didn't touch this spot. We didn't really touch this spot, but we did add in some piers. And we made this area a park as well. Which, how is that doing? Downtown Shore is doing great. Let's bump up the price. And we also built these piers out this way as well, right to the edge of where we are building out the city, because now we're into municipal grounds and the airports, which we're probably going to leave fallow. I mean, who knows? We might get a street connection here at some point, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, just to connect these two spaces together. But I don't want many people using them. So why don't we just move this gas station over here. Let's put it right here for now. And let's just get that connection in, just so we don't forget about it. Because something like that is something I would forget. So let's take that freeformed road, connect in, and just connect like that. Yeah, so that's not avoiding any tolls or anything, which is nice. And we'll make that a dedicated left turn. And oops, let's just do that. Okay, perfect. So now that we have that in place, people are starting to use that road, which is great. We are fenced off as well, which is good to see. But as long as we don't connect any roads to this area, because we're trying to keep this behind this toll booth zone, this will be very useful. All right, so let's take a quick peek back at oh, come on, there we go. This looks fantastic, guys. I'm really proud of what we did today, and I'll catch you in the next episode of New Lancaster, which will come out in a couple days' time. So hope you have a great day, and peace out.